Another big boom. It's real. It's Monday. Give me one thing. Cold, hard, art. Cup Series from 3 Wide Racing. Coming at you. Dover, Delaware. I'll be in the casino. Trey Landry, Matt Kingston, Thomas Morris. They're going to bring you all the action while I'm losing all of our earnings. But we got 200 hot boy laps for you tonight. We're looking for carnage. We're looking for, I believe, maybe some eliminations coming up here soon. We got round 2 of the playoffs for the Cup Boys. Gentlemen, it's your show.
Oh, you gave us the keys tonight, Dad? Thanks. Yeah.
I'm not sure what's getting illuminated.
Just some pride, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, nothing eliminated tonight, but we're setting up the round of numbers are hard. Round 2, so we can determine who's going to go to Homestead. If a playoff driver wins tonight, they're going to Homestead. But first, we have a promise to keep, as Mr. Producer reminded us. We promised Levi we'd get him an interview, and by golly, we're going to get her done tonight.
What race was it again?
Oh, that was Chicago.
Oh, that's right. All right, we got him. We got the meat missile. He started shotgun on the field in Chicago, fought his way up all race, ran the high side, brought it home third. Technical difficulties kept him out of the booth. Actually, the producer didn't really want you here.
But
right. Levi, tell us about your race, bud.
Well, pretty good. As you can tell, high side was working for me all night. I really couldn't run the bottom like most people could for some reason, but I mean, I made the high side work, and I think I was the only one that was able to make it work. So, I mean, that felt pretty good, actually, to be honest.
Now, Levi, it's been an up and down season for you, as we've documented here on the streams. You've had speed, but just haven't been able to put a whole race together throughout the year. Chicagoland was the first step in that. You think you can improve on that this week and maybe get that win or at least a second place?
Yeah, I think so. This whole season's really just been for me kind of testing out to see what next season's going to be like, because really we're not racing for much. We're just racing to see what's going to work next season or not. So I don't have nothing to lose, so I've gambled on a few tracks to see how 2 tires work for next season, all that. So, I mean, we have the speed, we have the, capabilities of running up top with these guys, but it's just been, we've been messing around with some stuff this season, so next season will be a lot different case.
And throughout the rest of the season, Levi, are you going to be in both Cold Hard Cup Series and Nathan Young Designs B-Car Series for the remainder of the schedules?
Oh, yeah, we should definitely be in the remainder of the schedule for for these last few races. I don't see why we wouldn't be unless, technical difficulties, stuff like that holds it back. But we should be there. I know we'll be running Speed Energy and the B-Car Series for sure for the rest of the season, and sponsors to be decided here in the A-Car. Discount Tires done a good job so far.
All right, Levi. Well, we appreciate it, man. Good luck tonight at your run here at Dover.
Yeah, no problem. I'd just like to thank you guys for having me up in the booth today. For last week, obviously. Cold Hard Arts is a great sponsor to have on for A-Car right now. I'd like to thank my sponsors for Discount Tire, Speed Energy. They do a lot for us. Also like to thank my teammate kind of for Nathan Velez. He does a great job helping me out each week and kind of keeping my cool when I'm in the car. So I appreciate y'all, and obviously Corey.
Right on. I think our producers got the points up on the screen. Look at that cutoff.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, here's the best news. Like, you're not tied. Well, you're tied for last, so you're not technically last. You're all kind of just vying for it, but it's still tight. I mean, 2 points to Corey Lindsay. That's nothing.
Those folks might want to have some mighty good races, though, especially here at Dover. And then this is kind of like the wild card section of the playoffs, I find, because it's Dover, Martinsville, and then Talladega. So you really have to string some good finishes together, because who knows what could happen at the cutoff in Dega.
Well, the whole problem with all of this is you look at these 3 races, and when you have to circle Dover as maybe the safest race of the 3, that's a problem. Because Talladega is going to be rough, and then Martinsville, I mean, it can go clean, or you could get trapped a lap down, get caught in somebody else's mess, just kind of like the same as Dega. So you really need to get that solid run at Dover, if not get the win like we saw Paul Ross do last night. On a laptop with no mic. Golly.
Sheesh.
Some people. Looks like we're just about ready to head to grid here. Alrighty, let's see who got the magical pole here tonight. Looks like it's going to be the man who's had a pretty solid run so far in the playoffs. It's going to be Sam Close on the pole, an outside pole. Well, yeah, outside pole. Peter Short going to see if he can maybe get that W tonight after getting falling a little short last night there.
Row 2, we got a couple fast guys back there. The 26, Chuck Sweeting, starting in the third spot, and the 17 of Cameron Rich, starting right behind his teammate there in the 33.
And you guys mentioned it last night's winner, Paul Ross, looking to make up for the mistakes of last week, try to get a solid W tonight. Paul Ross starting 5th, Kevin Finn starting 6th.
Rolling off 7th, we have Luis Samasso, who had a pretty good run last night going until he made a little contact with Eric Mickey, and that ended their night. And outside of him would be Richard Hines.
Rounding out your top 10, we have the 90, Corey Lindsay, just outside the 63, Mike Stevens, another good qualifying effort from that machine this week.
Rolling off P11, Drew Eisman, and starting 12th. One of those bubble drivers tied for that last spot, Danica Clark in that number 22 machine.
Rolling off B13 it'll be Jordan Till, and outside of him, Rusty Webb, who had another solid run going last night till a late race. I don't know how you put that. Kerbobble.
And behind them, we have the 64, Chad Brown, who's outside, eliminated last week, the 89 of Brent Miller.
And rounding out the field, you got Levi Zielinski, Johnny Thomas, and Nick Miller.
So a solid field of 21 tonight. Well, 20, not counting David. So solid gun of cars. Could see some good racing, hopefully. Maybe not too many argy-bargy wall hits there.
That's going to be the hardest thing here, especially with these cars, because they're a little bit harder to drive than those B cars are that we saw last night.
Look at that weather, though. There's going to be a ton of grip on this speedway.
I was going to say, Chuck said he hopes the rain holds off. I pretty much agree with that, because it looks like it's fixing to pour here in Dover. That's probably going to lend to a little right front wear, I would assume, Trey. Because you're going to push these cars pretty hard. With a pole, what was it, 21-2? And last night the B cars were in the 23s, so... Should be interesting.
200 laps tonight as opposed to 150 last night, so we have a little bit of extra distance. See what these guys can do with that. Because I think Eric Mickey needed a few more laps last night to steal the win from the 18.
All right, Bert's going to pull down pit lane and hand it over to Sam Close, and he's gone. Wasted no time to get to a big lead there.
Kevin Finn missed that start by quite a bit. He's going to lose at least one spot, maybe two here going into turn 1.
Chuck with a solid start there. Going to try and get around Peter here as well. Get around Cameron Rich.
These guys quickly got single file.
It would appear Race Clark has missed the grid. He's just now going through the apron through 1 and 2, so that's not how you want to start your playoff round here.
Oh, that's
going to be a lap down already. We saw a similar situation in a previous broadcast, but their good fellow Eric Micko, where he was trying to send a text message and missed the grid. So don't text and drive, kids.
Peter Short's going to lose that position up there to Chuck Sneller. Hold him off. It was a nice run up on the high side. I didn't think you could make it stick this early on in the race.
Driver down in turn 3, you know.
Gets him there for the second spot. Ooh, somebody got way out of shape up there in the front.
So Kevin Finn working on Paul Ross here. Go around the long way, maybe? Yep. So it's like double whammy for Race Clark. You're a lap down, and then also now you're in the middle of the pack, kind of in the danger zone.
Yeah, he's in the spot that I would not want to be in on the high side and kind of hold off the 90 and pass him, and also the 4. He might be trying to get himself on lap. But ooh, Things are going to start getting tighter and tighter as these tires wear out.
Maybe he was hoping to gain a tire advantage by racing the grid. He's got less laps on his tires.
I don't think that's how that works.
So,
Well, you know, race is always going to be the drama maker. So.
sure.
Those women are always seeking attention. So. Looks like Chuck's starting to reel in Sam a little bit, as Sam's already trying to work that high line through 1 and 2. Also 3 and 4. They've already put a pretty sizable gap on Peter's shortest. Cameron's rolling up on Peter now. Maybe Peter's struggling just a little bit or trying to save a little right front tire there. This producer reminds us he's not using Drew Eisman's wheel tonight, so maybe that's why he's struggling. I don't know, the 77's also back here, so... Tough call, tough call.
It's like the 90 at Corey Lindsey trying to work over the 4 of Luis Salmaso for 7th.
Got quite the train of cars there with Lindsay, Race, Eisman, Richard Hines. They're all kind of stacked up there. Jordan Teal.
Oh, Teal turns the 87! 88's involved as well.
Well, I guess.
Oh, man. Oh, the
that's why that
97
happened.
Zelensky involved. You got to do it just after as the 88 bounced off the inside wall.
I believe he's
Nice
trying to
ton of
miss it
echo.
there. Yeah. Oh, he's trying to miss Richard Hines and had nowhere to go.
Looked like the 87 checked up a little bit more maybe than what the one expected and just sent him for a ride. Mike Stevens just barely got through that as well.
Damn. Yeah, Zelensky had nowhere to go on that one, but Teal was a little low, kind of like we saw with Eric last night. You stick it in there, and then the guy's kind of slower than you think, and you just end up turning him.
I'm not showing a whole bunch of damage on that 97, and lucky enough, it's early on in the race. We might be able to get that repaired and not cause a bigger issue.
But Richard Hines still was a playoff driver, so that's not going to help his chances here tonight, as he has no rear bumper on the car.
No, he was. Oh, and the 9 runs him
Jesus.
over under caution.
Jesus.
What the hell?
9's engine
Miller.
is done.
Wow. Was
The
that
hits
Thomas
just keep on
Fredrickson?
coming.
Man, he just destroyed him. And you're right, Matt. It's done for the 9. That blew his motor. He's done.
Well, that's
Rains, it pours.
just weeding out the gene pool.
I guess the clouds. Jesus. I guess the clouds actually did open up there, Thomas.
I mean, it was. I figured something was going to happen with that group of cars stuck together like that. You know, when you get the conga line forming up, but I didn't think it was going to happen that early. It looks like Kim Rich may have taken 2 tires there.
Oh, did you see what Chuck Sweeting did there? He saw Sam Post pulling out and Cameron Rich was in front. He said, "No, I want
But
the
I
inside line."
I think Sam got busted for speeding, though, so it's still not going to help Chuck. You got to be careful that first pit stall. You can still speed coming out of your pit box.
It's one of the few. Is it 39 coming out? That was
Oh, yeah, it was pretty generous
unlucky
there.
there. Yeah.
Well,
Does
he won't
work
do
out.
that again.
Does work out for race. He did get his lap back.
Yes, it did. He's gonna be coming in the pit lane this time. I believe he's gonna be the lucky dog. No
Yeah,
other
it
cars
should
will
be.
not play on yet. So.
He's lucky he wasn't involved in that. A couple more cars back, and he would have been.
Yeah. I guess the story of the night right now, Richard Hines, playoff driver, might be in big trouble here as he has damage on all corners of the car.
I can't foresee that car running very well after that hit. I mean, that was a heck of a hit.
Yeah.
And the
Both of them.
611 rules in effect tonight too. So
Luckily, sorry, he has 11 laps here. Wait, it's 1 mile. Yeah, he has 11 laps that he can go down a lap. But
Can't- they patched that 9 car up. I can't believe that. It was smoking and it came back out.
I can't believe the front clip's still on it, to be honest with you, because that was a wicked hit.
Yeah, that car ain't gonna make it the race.
I had
No.
already heard in practice that engine temps weren't overly aggressive on heat, but they were higher than normal for a fixed setup. So keep that in mind. If you get front end damage, you could be in for an early night.
That puts Rusty Webb and also Richard Hines in trouble here because Richard Hines has some front end damage.
Looks like Rusty Webb has no front end on his car, so
And if iRacing actually worked like that, he would not be overheating, but he will be for some reason, even though you can see the bumper bar. But
yeah. Well, your splitter won't be dragging. I guess that's a positive.
probably still will too. 97 doesn't look too bad there now. Seems to have tugged the fenders a little bit, but it's not great.
I will say, guys, that we've seen before where pit road penalties have been the doom of these drivers. And, you got Sam Close, who is a pretty fast car. Now he's back in the Hornet's nest.
He's going to have to be very patient here and use a lot of give and take, but it's going to be hard to do when you know you're one of the class of the field, I guess, as it were.
Yeah, nothing you can do now but ride it out, though. I mean, you still got quite a long way to go, so sense in getting crazy here. But sometimes, like you mentioned, Trey, you don't even have to do anything wrong. You can just be in the wrong spot here where the guys get caught up in a wreck and it sweeps across the track and your night's done.
Yeah, and this track closes up quickly, too, when there's a wreck, as we saw last one as pace carries in.
Bird's off and Rich is gone.
Better start this time by Peter Short.
I think he might have had a little countdown that time. See if he can manage this time. He was not really showing a lot of pace that first little stint there. I did notice too, Trey. I thought that Chuck was gonna reel in Sam, but that first run, Sam actually got that high groove working, was kind of managing the gap to Chuck there. So we'll see if anyone else tries to go up the hill just a little bit. Maybe save the tires. I couldn't think it would, but maybe it does. Drifting up just a little bit.
We're seeing some of these guys kind of staying up off the bottom through the corners there. Dirty talk going on in the chat.
Looks like Chuck's still trying the old hook the bottom trick there. Problem with that is if you miscalculate just a little bit and clip that apron, you're in for a wild ride. Right, Matt?
Without a doubt. I think I'm in for a wild ride around this place anyway.
I actually think that's what happened to Jordan Teal. Looks like he clipped that apron just a little bit and shoved up into the guy.
You know those rookies, Trey.
Yeah.
They did kind of carry on the tradition of the one car, though, not making it past like 15 laps.
True.
Sam Close is now into the Hornet's nest as Brent Miller, Race Clark, and Chad Brown are all kind of racing in position. Looks like Chad's going to move up to the high side and let the 5 go below him. Got a little bit of a gaggle there for a second.
That was perfect timing there. Looks like Chad missed the corner and Sam took advantage. Got his sights set now on the 2 in front of him. Man, he is selling that thing in the corner.
He's in a hurry.
Gotta be careful. We stay green too. You can really abuse those tires and pay for it at the end of a run.
As Trey mentioned before, with how I guess overcast the room is, where it's going to rain, the right front tires they got beaten tonight, so that may be something that's going to be a little bit more more detrimental than it was last night. And it was pretty bad last night.
It may not be a wear situation either. We've seen races like this where actually the heat buildup is what gets you. The tire just gets too slick and you can't cool it off. The wear might actually be fine, but then the actual temp of the tire is what's getting you in trouble. Although with it being Dover, it's probably a wear problem.
We hope.
Paul Ross made his way around Luis and moved Paul back into the top 5.
Still Carrying some speed from last night there.
Sam Close still watching him there. He's made his way back up into the 11th spot, so we'll see if he can continue to climb. He's going to stay at the same amount of distance away from the 22 right now, but might close if he saves up on his tires just a touch. He's running kind of a middle to high groove, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty much where he ran that first run. I think he's comfortable running there.
Now, meanwhile, the top three, we cover them with the blanket. They're starting to pull away from Kevin Finn in fourth, just over a second.
I think we've seen this
saw
before.
last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck had a good
Chuck
run
had
at
a
it too
nice
that
run.
time. I think Chuck wants to spoil the Eisentech party. They've won too many races in the playoffs so far.
Yeah, he definitely wants to get up there and mix it up. I'm sure of it.
Ooh, looks like Rich backed up the corner a little bit there and kind of caught Peter off guard.
Peter should have a nice run going in turn one here, though.
He does. It gets side by side. This might allow Chuck to sneak through as well.
Oh, there's contact! Oh, God, save it. Wow.
I think they all kind of had that oh shit moment when they came in the corner.
Yeah. So Cameron lost 2 spots. That moved Chuck up to second. Cameron back to third.
We'll see our fair share of contact at Watkins Glen between those two 17 to 33, so, you know, not afraid to lean on each other a little bit.
They definitely race the doors off each other.
Now, doing that at the Glen and doing that here are two different things. Dover's a little more challenging to lean on somebody.
The way they touched, I thought that was going to be bigger there. It looked like he almost hooked him and caught him in the left rear quarter. That would have just been complete disaster coming off of turn 2.
Some might say problems.
Others would call him that Jones boy to get up to the front.
Oh, you know. Looking through the field a little bit. Sam did get around race. Now got Johnny Thomas as his next victim here. Just in her 10th quicker last lap. So.
We do still have 18 cars circulating on the speedway right now too. So
Sam does make his way around Johnny, but Johnny like he's gonna try that crossover, but thought better.
I think you might double check that one. If he got ran down from that far, you might just better let him go there. Maybe tuck him behind and learn a few things. See what Sam's doing a little different there.
leaders up here about to get into some lap traffic. Just Rusty Wim. They'll move out of their way.
Just Rusty. Even in traffic, Sam's still running pretty good lap times.
Oh, the 97's losing the backstretch. He's going to take her for a spin going into turn 3. He's going to have it saved now, though.
Off the racing surface, though.
I think he's done for the night.
Oh, we gave him the old curse, I guess. Everyone's kind of settled down here into single file. Your closest battle still Chuck and Peter here as they battle it out for the lead.
Chuck's running that diamond or something like that. I don't know. Is that what he was running last night as well, Thomas?
Yes,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
kind of committed to that.
the old school.
Every time I try to do that, I usually catch the apron on the exit of the corner. Peter about bought the farm there.
Starting to see some characteristics that we saw last night out of that 33.
A little bit more power to manage too now with these cup cars. So
Power. Got a few more lap cars ahead. They'll have to manage here in probably another 5 laps or so. And one of those is Richard Hines, who we pretty much figured was gonna have a pretty bad race after that contact. And 23.5s at the moment.
yeah, it's going to be a uphill battle now with Martinsville and Talladega coming up, but nothing's impossible.
Looks like Sal Musso just got around Paul Ross there as Paul's fading just a little bit. I got Kevin Penn up there in no man's land. He's just hovering around, no one around him right now.
He was not fading though. He's rising back up to the top here. Sam Close going underneath the 77 of Drew Eisman. Not going to be able to get it done that time, but he's definitely there, and he's going to be challenging again for that 7th position.
Well, we saw him do it in, I believe, what, Chicagoland ATM Design Series, where he drove from 18th to the lead in a green flag race and won the race. So, you know, maybe he wants to do a challenge tonight and drive from the back to the front.
Oh, 77 stepped out there.
I don't think he wanted to, but that's kind of the cards he's got, you know, to work with now after that speeding penalty.
Yeah, that's true, but not the cards you dealt. It's how you play the hand, Thomas.
Ah. Also, just don't speed on pit lane. So.
Yeah, so don't deal those cards to yourself.
Mike Stevens blowing up headed to pit lane.
He must have took one too many knocks to the outside wall. No, he has damage to both sides.
He looked like he got loose at a turn 2 and smacked the old inside wall.
Ooh, that was a hard lick too.
Actually hit the outside wall then the inside, yeah, so. Kaboomy.
What this lap traffic has allowed Kevin Rich to reel these leaders back in, so he's right there as well.
Looks like Sam Close gonna get around Paul Ross on this lap too, so move Sam up P6. He's coming.
Gonna make some TNT drama there, guys, but I figured Cameron's not gonna do anything to Peter. They'll just race the hell out of each other again.
I think he would love to pressure Chuck to get around Peter to make that kind of happen, so he can maybe take advantage of that pass.
Yeah, that's probably a safer bet.
Well, looks like Mike Stevens is done for the day. He's pulled her behind the wall.
Peter got loose there. Oh, and he scratches the outside wall. Too hard.
Just make you faster, right?
To some people, if you mean I have a blown tire.
I mean, it does at Bristol.
It's like Paul Ross coming under fire from Drew Eisenman now. It's going to be a battle for 7th.
Jesus, Sam Close is almost back in the top 5.
I really think Ware's starting to play about, what, 30, a little over 30 laps in these tires now.
Yeah, you notice a lot more people are kind of sliding up and using a little more track off the exit of 2 and 4 there. Plus, it would slow down to almost a 23-second bracket. So. A lot of these guys are still running some of the very close lap times to each other up front, so it's making it really hard to actually gain or, well, not lose, but gain anything. Like Kevin Van, he's still in the 9s like the front guys, but just can't gain any time.
I was going to say, I don't know if iRacing did something to Dover or these guys are just that much better than the other leagues we covered before, but I've never seen this intense of a battle with 3 cars so close.
Paul Ross went way up the hill to 1 and 2, gonna allow Drew get underneath. Can't get it done that time though.
Might be able to set him up here for turn 3. Yeah, he's way up out of the groove there.
The old right front might be fading as he gets a run
Oh.
off, though.
That might have actually worked in his favor there.
Actually, like a real Dover pass there where you just can't get it done because he can't get the power down. Had another car smoking there. Oh, Richard
87.
Hines. Oh, boy. The hits keep coming.
Actually, his engine just expired there, probably overheated.
I'm sure Sam wants to see the 4 and the 14 get into a little battle here, maybe a little side-by-side action, because that'll allow him to reel them in even faster.
The 64, Chad Brown bringing her down for service on pit lane.
I saw him last night. He was one of the earliest guys to pit, so I guess the pit window's open. Yeah, a little
18
early
also looks
still,
like
though.
he's coming down too. He is. He's not a playoff driver, however, anymore, but we're going to see if he can snooker these guys and get a win here.
We know Paul always likes that aggressive early strategy, so we'll see what he can work with this one. Plus, he was kind of struggling with tires, so might as well roll the dice, right?
Nothing to lose. Cameron's going to try to make the move on Chuck. Chuck's not going to fight it. Let's see if
Might be
Chuck-
coming.
Yeah, let's see if Chuck ducks down pit road here.
Now we
The way
saw the games last night too, Matt and Trey,
Yeah.
where the undercut would happen. They wouldn't kind of announce they were pitting until the other guy was already past pit entry, so that could come into play as well.
Yeah, so I was just wondering. It looked like Chuck gave that up awfully easy. I was wondering if he's going to try to play a little snooker here.
Well, we also saw with Chuck last night too. He raced these guys in the playoff a little easier than he maybe would some other. They weren't quite running for a championship at the time, so I'm sure he wants to make sure that he doesn't actually get into someone or cause any trouble. Plus, it's still early. I think Chuck, he's thinking ahead for the long game here.
I think he's actually hoping a caution comes out. Please don't make me do a green flag pit stop.
Well, he managed pretty good last night, so other than the speeding on exit. Happens to the best of us.
Paul Ross is Supermaning through the field now.
Yeah.
This is where you have to be careful, though, because there are a couple guys on fresh tires, and the rest of these guys are struggling to get around. It can definitely cause some problems. Looks like Brent Miller on pit lane.
Cameron Rich is trying to go full mount on the back of that 33 car there now.
He's like, hey, remember me, bud? Yeah, you hit. Yeah, remember me? I'm coming back. Got a pretty good run that time out of 4.
Peter sailed that in there in the middle lane there. See if that'll work for him. Seems to have as well.
Yeah, actually held some grip right there. Kind of shocking. Kind of curious to see what that early caution kind of did to the pit window here, because it's going to push it back further than probably what you planned.
Oh,
Peter short
Peter.
sideways.
Man, that was a hell of a save.
Almost overcorrected it there.
Yeah, he did.
He's no Jones boy.
Whew.
Well, they went back green on lap, so
I don't really know what the plan was tonight. I know last night we saw Chuck try and go for the one stopper. Clearly that's not going to be a thing tonight, but maybe go as long as you can this first run, just in case there's a yellow. Because no one, I mean, these top three have kind of pulled a big enough gap to where it's not really, they're kind of in their own playing field right now. We got 4 seconds over Kevin, so.
Around what? 75 maybe? That'll put him 60 laps. He doesn't go that far.
Well, they did last night, so. I was actually surprised the length that Chuck went last night. I didn't think you'd go that far with a reduced fuel tank. Clearly, I misjudged how far you can go on a full tank of fuel here.
Right.
No one ever does it. It's because of the tire wear. But got to do what you can do here to try and make the strategies work.
It's like Johnny Thomas, Corey Lindsey battling for 8th and 9th back there.
Got Race Clark right behind him. Gonna make a big run. Nowhere to go with it.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
I thought he was
don't
going
do
to stick
that.
it 3 wide.
And then you got Chad Brown back there on fresh tires.
God.
That would have got some, probably some comments if he would have stuck that in there.
It's a recipe for disaster.
I mean, sometimes you just kind of feel like you need to because you have such momentum here. You don't really want to check up and get yourself in trouble. But I don't think
Corey
3 wide.
Lindsey's gone up there picking daisies, but he's all
I think
right.
Thomas is on the apron too, though.
Gee, that was a disaster of a corner.
That was just a cluster. Sounds like we got Kevin Finn headed to pit lane this time. Yeah,
That was Race Clark.
Johnny Thomas was making love to the apron last time.
Yeah, if I was Race Clark, I think I'd be like, yeah, I think I might go in now too, just to get away from this hornet's nest.
Yeah, you see, backed way off.
I'm thinking my night's already been pretty eventful. I really don't want to get in a DNF as Johnny Thomas is headed to pit lane.
Oh,
Trying to.
might be on the chip a little bit too much there. Wow, this is making me nervous.
It's a hard pit lane to hit on green, too.
You really gotta, I mean, everyone says it, but you really have to start braking in turn 3 to get in. Especially on, I think the biggest problem you face, oh, we got Chuck scraping the wall there in the backstretch tray, is you practice pit stops in practice with pretty fresh tires. You don't really run a whole fuel stint and come in. When you come in the race and do it, you're like, holy cow, this is not the same. Eisenman's coming in.
Peter Short's going to come down. Looks like he's slowing down. Cameron Rich has called it out. He's coming down.
Out.
Surprised the 33 stayed out.
Chuck. Good job, Chuck. You got on pit.
Oh,
no! almost jinxed him.
I think it was perfect timing there for Kevin Rich because Paul Ross, when the first ones to pit, just came back around to get that lap back. So it's about where you want it to cycle through.
We'll see with Chuck there. He was at 41 past the commit cones there, but I think he got her rode down quick enough that the timing lines won't destroy him.
Let's hope not. So far, we've actually been pretty clean. Everyone's been pretty smooth on and off. Sam Close in his pit stall. Drew Eisman headed back out.
Yeah, Chuck's down and away. No issues there. Good stop, too.
Just hoping Peter Short can make it around to his pit stall before Brent Miller runs him over.
You better start waving more frantically than Jimmy Johnson and Jamie McMurray did at Tega. So Chuck had a pretty good pit stop there. Came back out in front of Peter already, and Cameron did as well. Not sure why. We'll get one wrecking down the front stretch. Race
22,
Clark, I
eighth
believe.
runner.
Yeah. Wow. Big break for Peter.
No. He's all tore up, too.
Yeah, that was a pretty
Oh, the
devastating
18?
hit there.
And the 18 came together. I think the 18 got a little bit loose, and Race was still coming up running his line, and
Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like they came off the turn 4 and kind of met in the middle together, and the Race got the worst end of that one. So,
Well, it couldn't work out better for Peter Short. He's the only car on the lead lap.
Race,
all these
Race
other
the
guys-
first car lap down.
Well, he was involved in the caution, so
I know, but
Race
that's
is
not
also
gonna.
on the lead lap, isn't it?
I don't know if he was on the lead lap or is it the first car lap down.
He
Which
was, but he got passed right when that caution came out.
Okay, yeah, so it did freeze him there. Wow. So Peter gets a free pit stop.
pretty much.
Foolish comments being made, but anyway, and he ignored that.
Less talky, more run up front. So if you're these guys, I guess you're gonna have to stay out, because only one guy's gonna get the wave around, or the lucky dog. So you're gonna have to stay out and regroup here.
Yeah, it shouldn't hurt Cameron Rich and Chuck Sweeting too much because they just pitted.
Yeah, I mean they were just coming up to speed. Paul Ross, unfortunately, see the first one? Did he get a wave around? Who actually got the wave around? Was it Nick Miller?
Yeah, it wouldn't be the
So-
18 because he was involved in the incident as well.
Yeah, that's true. He got the X, so it took it away from both of them. So Paul's in a pickle there because he pitted earlier than everyone. And if he doesn't pit again here, he's gonna probably be struggling on tires. I don't know if I might take that gamble and pit again.
Oh, you see Chad Brown's pitting.
I know we always say you want to get your lap back, but I feel like it's early enough to where you're probably gonna get another yellow.
Yeah, I'd agree with that on this one. Most times I don't. I always want to get my lap back first, but you're right on that because there is still.
Paul's got speed in the car too. So.
Yeah. Especially when the race winds down, people are going to be taking more and more risks. So
Now, is that when the race winds down or when race winds down?
I'm not sure.
Well, he was winding down the front stretch there, wasn't he?
More of a, not a pirouette really. Yeah, I guess wind down would be better. Or a spinning top.
Duradel?
No, I don't think so.
Aging Scott Ickes.
Never heard of her.
You don't want to either.
Well, that was
It's interesting. Peter Short says, I'm going to pit again because I can. Guess why not? I mean, if you're him, you just pit and just top off, right?
I guess. I mean, you're not really. I don't think it's gonna help you. You haven't ran but one caution lap.
Yeah, but it's not going to hurt you.
I don't know what the. I don't know what the fuel number would give you, but might put you in a window here. Looks like he just took fuel.
Topping off these guys. I let Peter by probably.
All those wave rounds. Better keep an eye on the mirror. He's got Nick Miller coming up behind him. We've seen what he can do.
Yeah.
The Punisher.
I was going to say, I hope we extend the caution there because that's
That
a
might be
disaster
the
back
one,
there.
yeah, because no one's even caught up in the back.
It's too short for about 10 cars to take a wave around and then get lined up and ain't going to work.
And I believe they all have to get to the inside line, right? Because you don't double file when you take the wave around. That should be
Oh.
interesting.
Showing 6 cars, 1 lap down. Or excuse me, on the lead
On the
lap.
lead lap, yeah. Bryce Clark, your first one. Kevin Finn also got trapped there and must not have taken the wave around. That's interesting.
I guess they were kind of betting that there's going to be some more cautions, so let's come get tires.
Sam Close also decided he'd pit again. This would be interesting. If you don't have another caution, which is asking for a lot, that could shake things up.
I don't think I've ever called a single file restart before.
It's been since about 2003 since they've done one. So
Yeah.
Why are we single file?
because all those guys took the wave
Took the
around,
wave around.
and you have to start behind everyone. So
That's
you've
right.
actually got lap cars in between Peter and second place.
That's right. Yeah.
Should have been our retro throwback. All right, Birdsall going to hand it back to Peter, who's going to have one hell of a jump.
Oh, Nick Miller checked up the whole line there.
Yeah, because. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick was actually second place car there, so he's going to get passed by quite a few. Probably the whole field.
Slicing and dicing happening already. This is going to be a disaster because I have no idea who's racing for the lucky dog and who's racing for the lead lap.
This is when you got to let it sort out. The actual second place car
Ridge.
is Cameron Ridge, yeah. Then Paul Ross, then Chuck Sweeting. But look how far behind they are. Man, that's a lot of time lost.
Okay, so we had the 14 and the 22 racing for the lucky dog. The 22 is the advantage.
He was praying for a quick yellow.
Sam Close is back on a charge too. He wants that lucky dog.
I'd say he's going to be the next factor, I believe, because he was humming last run and he's still got her set in high gear. You look at Cameron, he's P2 at the moment, but he's got all this traffic in front of him.
Yeah, 2.5 seconds back of Peter. You know, I'm Peter. I'm going to run this thing as hard as I can for 10 laps and see if how much of a lead I can build up to maybe manage the gap just a little bit.
Because you know they're not just going to roll over for Cameron, and then
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of what you got to do to try and get that wave around.
Yeah, we have a race within a race here. Where is race? Still the lucky dog, but Sam Close is not far away.
No, that car is beat to hell too.
Oh, yeah.
Sam ran a 21.9 to races 22.2 last lap. So.
If Sam keeps that pace up, he might actually unlap himself, permitting that Peter doesn't step her up a little bit. But
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the quickest cars before he had that penalty, so I mean, he could go up there and take it away from Peter if Peter decides to just let him go. Kind of one of those you don't want to race. I mean, you don't really want him back on the lead lap, but you're not really going to have a choice once he's in that position. So, you know, let him go or end up wrecking each other trying to hold him off. And as I figured, Paul Ross, he's still fifth because of the way that shook out, but he seems to be really struggling with those older tires.
Sam Close does get around Race Clark.
put him in the lucky dog spot, but Race might be back in the lucky dog spot in a few laps here, to be honest.
Yeah, now he's praying the 5 gets around the 33. He's like, oh, baby, get around him. Hurry, please.
You can do it.
Let me knock him out of the way. I need the points. Drew to run on the Ford car here. Nope, not gonna. Well, he showed the nose.
It's the old road tactic that I try that usually ends in heartbreak.
So I was telling the guy I didn't have my A-post mirror on anyway. I didn't see you.
See, Sam. I assume Peter Short's gonna let Sam get by here. There's not really any sense of racing the hell out of him.
I don't know if he's got a choice because that 5 car is humming. He ran 3/10 of a lap faster in this lap, so
You let him go and hope Sam burns his stuff up trying to get back around, and then you relap him.
keep it in your head too. If it stays green, you know, Sam's gonna make up the whole lap still. That's
Yep.
a lot to make up at Dover. And he's not that much quicker than the field.
And the lucky dog now goes to the 14 as it runs, as he passes the 22 back there.
Yeah, looks like 22 is under fire from the 4 as well. It's trying to make the run here.
Drew Reisman's also there, still trying to get by that 4, Luis Salmaso.
That's why you gotta love it when a caution comes out during green flag pit stops.
It cranks everything up to 15, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
it does.
That's when you're screaming, why didn't that guy just pit? Come on, man. 'Cause it was only Peter Short left that didn't pit, and it
Yep.
just threw all this into disarray.
Actually, Peter got really lucky that that caution did come out.
Yeah, he would have lost a lot of time. 'Cause he was having a nightmare getting through lap traffic, too. They still lose 2 more spots there.
And Rich going to take him, that's not for position though.
Yeah, you know you got a lot of damage when I can see the top of your right front tire from the blimp. I'm talking about the 22 car there.
Well, it should stay nice and cool, so
That's true.
Corey Lindsey back here, never mentioned him. He's also a playoff driver, and he's running right now in P4. So he benefited quite well from that little debacle, too.
he's been quiet tonight, just kind of steadily marching along. Nothing fancy, nothing flashy. So, usual Corey Lindsey night.
Yeah,
Kind of see him at the end and see where he shakes out.
they're just using, abusing Race Clark right now. There's freight train right around him.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's going to have to rely on Talladega and Martinsville to maybe move on here.
Same as Richard Hines, too. So we're going to have quite exciting next couple races in the schedule for sure. Oh, 64 was stopped. I think he's off the track. The 9 hit the wall as well. I don't know if that was related.
Yeah, I believe he probably freaked out because he saw the 64 coming back up the track. Yep. Pounded the outside wall. Man, that 9 car has taken some hits tonight and kept on ticking so far.
Chad Brown's in what I call the Robbie Burgers spot of the track, where the caution does not come out, but you still are on the racing surface.
But was he jamming it in the 4th gear trying to climb the banking? That's what we got to know.
I hope to God not. If so, somebody take his hard card away.
It still wasn't protested, ladies and gentlemen. It's just amazing to this day. Brought out 3 cautions in one race and no one even yelled at him. I don't know how you do that.
Oh,
Guess
Jimmy
that's why
Johnson
they-
did too.
Guess that's why they call it bottom split.
Right.
Yeah.
Halfway.
You called it there, Trey. That 33 car is caught up to that 5 again.
So
Yeah,
guess who
yeah.
gets a playoff point?
Mr. Peter Short.
Yeah. Valuable playoff points as we move on. And I think that 4 is much quicker than the 14. You just can't get around them. Try again here through 3 and 4. Just can't get the power down.
Paul Ross down pit road as well.
Already?
He might need to. He might have been within a fuel window there because he pitted really early and never came in to top off.
True.
Told you those tires are important, and fuel also. You know, that
It's
fuel makes those uppy downy bits work.
Yeah, Peter Short was able to get back around Sam close to put him a lap down.
That's the biggest fear for the rest of the field now because there's a huge gap back to the 4 car, so it's gonna make it very difficult to drive up there and get to Sam. Not to mention the next victim will be Nick Miller a lap down. He's not too far ahead of Peter, so
Luis there is running about 2/10 quicker, about even sometimes too, with the 5 of Sam close, so he might be trying to get that lucky dog spot.
Starting to see these cars step out a little bit, so we're hitting that window on the tires. Notice Chuck's just kind of back here chilling a little bit. Trey, he's just kind of riding around.
He's probably hoping he doesn't have to use his tires all up to get by these cars that aren't in position. That's where you go. I'm passing cars, but I'm not gaining any spots. What kind of...
Why is there so much blue on my relative? See, I'm used to saying, why is there so much red on my relative? But
Yeah, that's what I'm used to saying as well.
so after that pit stop, Paul Ross is 2 laps down in 13th position, but clearly should have some of the fastest lap times in the field right now. Yeah, about not quite a second quicker. Yeah, it's like Sam got back around Nick Miller there, so move Sam back to Lucky Dog.
Looking in the chat here, Heinous Pilot comes in, says PPG N264 Chad Brown has retired for mechanical problems.
The carburetor on his bomb gave up. What did I say that out loud?
Oh, the 26, was it? Chuck,
Sweeting.
no. That was a hit, too.
He had a little help.
Looks like he was trying to get around the 77 and a little contact.
Almost looked like a little neck code there.
Yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, that was definitely net code, because you could see where he...
Looks like he was trying to stay off of him, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
it might have been that. That's unfortunate for Chuck. That's going to end his evening.
It's the same thing from what Richard Lafferty last night, trying to get around somebody, coming off the corner, it just kind of gets away from you.
The unfortunate thing here is it's pretty easy to make those mistakes, and you don't have much forgiveness. Miles likes to crunch cars up.
soon as
Well,
Man, that was close.
looks like Sam's going to get the wave around, and that'll put 4 cars on the lead lap.
Woo!
Dun dun dun.
You know what? Corey Lindsay just hanging around, still in the lead lap.
It's like,
Top
I'll take
3
those
right now.
points.
Sure will.
Chad said technical glitch, lost triples. That's the same spot you lost your triples.
I'd like to
Before,
point
wasn't
out
it,
I
Tom?
didn't hit the wall when I lost my triples. I coasted down to the apron. Well, you have to stop, producer.
Producer's just busting out some mad ass attacks out
Also,
here.
like to mention that I didn't run into the pit wall. I didn't have triples. I lost triples to 3 and 4, pulled down to the apron, and still didn't hit the pit wall. Unlike producer,
There's been a shooting. I think we're gonna have to go off the air.
who was wide open in the pit barrier.
Peter Short made it off pit road ahead of the lads. That puts Corey Lindsay up to 3rd place.
Yeah, he's gonna take advantage of Chuck having those problems. He's gonna move up to P3. Yeehaw.
Now we're gonna have quite the restart on our hands, because I believe Sam Close is gonna be at the end of the longest line again. Correct?
Yeah, you have to take the penalty there.
Yeah.
Funny enough, this is the track where that came into play because Ryan Newman topped off one race after getting a wave round and won the race on fuel mileage. So NASCAR was like, "Hey, probably should make him go to the back and not be able to pit again." So
Nah.
unlike
Makes my
now,
car-
where you just get parked for 2 minutes over the wall. So,
Yeah, it's not a lap penalty or anything. It's just see you later.
but hey, you can pit outside the box now. So,
Yeah.
oh, Taco Bell should sponsor that segment, pitting outside the box. You can send free
Possible
tacos
marketing.
to me, Taco Bell.
It's like Paul Ross is staying around for the wave around.
Oh, great news, everyone.
The Dacia Sendero's on sale.
I was just gonna say, no. Dolly Parton was reading a book tonight on ET apparently, and on Facebook. We missed it, but
What?
I guess she was live. She was live streaming her reading her book, Coat of Many Colors. I just found that. I'm kind of upset that I missed it. That is pertinent information.
Was this a Canada thing?
Let's see, trivia. What's the name
Matt's
of Dolly
trivia.
Parton's book?
The bra of many colors, right?
Hey, she's a nice lady.
No.
Thanks.
Oh, that's
Hey, she's
Reba.
been married like what, just once? One has a theme
Whoa.
park, the other is just, you know.
Fancy Feast?
No producer, I've never been there. I don't really ever want to go.
I'll go with you, Wendell.
Doesn't tickle my fancy. It's too far away. It's like 5 hours. For Matt, that's like carry the one. It's like not gonna get past security, so it won't matter.
No. No. I have so many things I want to say, but we'll just picked off of YouTube forever. So I'm just gonna sit here and Corey Lynn, Sam Close is in what?
Names are hard. Yep.
I just
He's-
can't. I just
I
can't
thought-
believe y'all accused Dolly Parton of being an amusement park.
I thought the lucky dog got to the end of the longest line, but clearly I haven't NASCAR'd much
Hey.
lately. So
Well, Bert's fixed to pull off here, and I'll explain this to you once he pulls off. And Peter's waiting on it, and we're green. The lucky dog can't be the last car because the wave arounds come around after everything.
I got
So
way
they
too
are the
horned up
last
there.
cars.
So
So Sam
Lindsay's
actually came
showing
out
some
pretty good.
speed too.
Well, looks like Sam's gonna try and make the outside work here. Down to the inside of Corey. But now I'll go down here. We're good.
Watch out for that 4-car. He's got that desperate look to him.
Well, he's
That's
hungry
proud.
after Eric spun
Oh,
him off.
contact!
I
Jesus.
told you.
Poor Lindsay was trying to be aggressive there. It didn't really work out.
No need to be aggressive, Corey. Do what you've been doing.
Honestly, no, because he's gonna he's just running fourth. He can stay fourth right now. Everyone else is a lap down. So
Pray for no more
This is not gonna
cautions.
upset you. This thing better go green because I am
Yeah.
upset. It was fun while it lasted tonight. I heard that before. And Sam is fast tonight. Yeah, Sam is very fast. Tough luck though, Chuck. Tough luck.
What?
Happened?
The 22 and the 18 made contact there last lap, but
Well, they came together earlier, if I recall.
that's what I was wondering if that was.
Oh, 77 hard into the wall.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a little nudge from the 22 to say, hey, screw you.
And the 77 just murdered the outside wall. Well, you
Guess
got Paul
that's
Ross
something.
up at the back of him, but he's gonna touch him. He just made him get scared there and drive her in about two car lengths too deep. Nice
Well,
bump drafting down the
bump
back
draft.
stretch. That ain't gonna work. Get your little claws back in, boys, and just race the cars.
Yeah, probably should watch the replay before you go at each other because it's more of a racing deal than anything. It's Johnny Thomas
yeah.
going to give up a spot to Heisman there. As we all
Holy
know,
Jesus, he
it's his
turns him. The
Benz
18 just
on the
turned him.
backstretch. Boys, boys, boys.
Pissing contest gets
Oh, it
in the
looks
way of a
like-
good race.
DePaul just kind of gave him a little nudge there and it got him upset down the backstretch. Interesting.
Have we
I'm
seen
not
that?
going to say anything because I'm just going to say the wrong thing here.
I'll say it. Have
All
we?
right, Mike.
Have we
Panic?
seen? Have we seen this before from the 18?
Wreck somebody? No.
No. Rage. I thought we had. Maybe not.
Well, I'm sure they've got an in-race admin to yell at them. So. If
That
not,
was-
Yeah.
killing people.
I'll say this. That was one of those deals. They both came into each other. Then Race got into the back of the 18. Then the 18 got to the back of Race. That should have been done there. But then we just had to keep assaulting
I
each
will
other.
say this: you're a playoff driver. You should probably know where your pissing match is going to
Yeah.
start and end here. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's
that-
not a playoff driver. So what did he have to lose?
Well, that's gonna put Luis Salmaso. Gonna give him the wave around.
So he's still pretty quick. It's
Yeah.
contender with Mr. Lindsay in there. As Corey's going, damn it, guys, come on. Producer wants to know if we're trending back to a B car race here. Well, with some of the stuff we've seen so far, yeah.
Well, last night I call Erica there, but that's
It's not even an elimination race. The tempers are flaring for the first race of this round. But, like we mentioned, it does give us at least one more car back on the lead lap.
quite a few more. Johnny Thomas, Drew Eisenman, and Kevin Finn. I couldn't see why they wouldn't take the wave around now.
I think you're going to have to because you're going to
Yeah.
get desperate.
Kevin Finn, no, don't do it, man. Don't do it! And he did it.
He's not listening. Well, we're 30 seconds delayed from that, too. So.
That's right, yeah. Brent Miller going to take the wave around though as well, I believe.
Brent Miller? Yes.
See, Kevin Finn's coming down pit road because he knows Race Clark is coming back on track. So there's gonna be another caution.
They can't wreck each other many more times. Those things are going to blow up. Although that 9 car's still circulating, isn't he? We must have done some updates to these cars since we've been in them, Matthew, because they didn't take quite those many hits when we drove them.
No, if I hit the outside wall, some bitch would blow up, so it doesn't really matter.
I personally blame Chuck.
Yeah, I do
Clearly.
too.
I mean, he started all of it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chuck.
Way to go,
Hashtag-
Chuck.
Hashtag blame Chuck.
Hashtag barrel roll.
At Bristol. Oh, I gotta lay down. Quite a few viewers tonight too. Got 7, had 10 at one point.
Really?
Hi guys.
Came into a good one.
Yeah, it's controversial.
I'll point you to last night's stream. Where we had
Yeah,
a
last
battle
night's-
between the top 4
Ooh.
all race long.
And then some amazing undercut slide job action in the last few laps.
Yeah,
was
none of
one
that
of the most-
Christopher Bale crap either.
Yeah. You just clear yourself and take the guy out. Yeah, I think I would clear it. I mean, may as well. Yeah, we'll do it.
Goes the wave rounds.
Me and Michael Waltrip up here when he go, that's one lucky dog. And the crowd goes wild. What?
All right, let's see if we can settle in and do this again without the divas getting into it. I mean, I know race is Danica, but you don't have to go full Danica. Go like half Ricky, which means you cut a tire. So does that mean RFR is gonna? I mean, yeah, is that RFR? They're gonna shut down now because Ricky's out.
I saw Randall. We'll talk about it later.
Bert's down and Cameron's gone.
I was just say Randall Fox may as well just buy RFR because it'd be a better team.
I don't know. I feel like the other RFR would be better. They could drive forwards though. Sam gonna have to work to get around Peter here.
Those two should have a decent little battle for the rest of this race because they're both pretty quick.
Yeah, 4-car. I mean, he's no slouch. I think if he can maybe find himself in the right position here at the end. Kevin Finn also, pitted, so he's hoping for a caution. Unfortunately. Now, the bigger question is, who went to green with what to go? Outside of a field window, probably?
Just outside, I believe, yeah.
Unless you want to stretch it, which would be really, really far.
You'd have some gonads to do that, because...
I don't know. We saw.
I don't know if you can make it work.
60 some, so.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah, Peter Short did 60. Yeah.
Regardless, you're gonna run as long as you can, just to make sure you don't get caught up, caution or something. Within reason, as long as everyone around you doesn't just dive in on you. Really out of shape. Still gonna try and stick it back on the outside of Peter. Little contact there.
Side drive.
Actually gave a little damage, looks like, as he blocks Corey Lindsey. Corey's like, nah, bud, move, please. I want this podium. Starting playing the laws of netcode there.
Oh, are they ever?
Doing it again. Man, that run off the high side, off the corner, is really impressive.
Sam Close dives it underneath the 33, so put that 5 up front.
You can see if that little hit, I don't know if it's going to do anything to Peter's car after what we saw him do last night, Matt, with that wall hit, but it crinkled that rear spoiler just a little bit.
That might actually pose as a big problem for Peter, just because of the sheer pace of the 5 cars running in, the 17 as well.
Yeah, we saw, though, Trey pointed out earlier, the 5 was fast, but he kind of burnt those tires off. Maybe he's going to pace it more this run.
Might not be as drastic this time. I think now they're on the same tires. I think back then they weren't.
This will end up being a dogfight, I'm sure. I see Peter's driving in a lot deeper than that 5 is, because the 5's running on the middle to outside lane, but it doesn't seem to be catching him as much. He gained him by a couple thousand at that time. 100th, maybe.
You win those numbers again.
And numbers are not good.
Now, was that in liters or
kilometers down a road?
Tell you what, guys, this 4-car Luis Salmaso, he's starting to flex a little muscle here. He's all over the back bumper of Cameron Rich, looking to get up on that podium.
I mean, we've heard him the past couple weeks in interviews. He's ready to get that win, so he's gotta show a little more speed here at the end.
He's showing strength, but he just couldn't seem to have all his ducks get into a row at the end of these.
Oh, Peter Short out of shape there. Remember, if you're a playoff driver, I mean, this is what it's all about. You win here, you're going to Homestead. So,
Yep.
I believe.
This is going to be a good points day for Corey Lindsey, permitting he can stay in that position or just around there. He's going to gain quite a bit on the bubble and essentially set sail for Talladega, though. It's another bad one, so you never know. the win's the safest bet.
Oh, I'm sorry. This gets you into the round of 6. So essentially, it gets you out of the trouble, though. You don't have to go through Martinsville and Talladega, so that would be lovely. Too many playoffs to keep track of.
Oh, 60 to go.
Dun dun dun. Peter's keeping the pressure on, but Sam's doing pretty good so far. Still running that line. He's been running all night though, up the track and then kind of power down, coming off.
That could get him into trouble though in the last few laps here, because that's technically a hole there.
Yeah, it's gonna leave it
Intended
open.
to be,
but
yeah. Peter's really diamond in that corner, like we saw Chuck do earlier on. I find it kind of funny that the two teammates, the 33 and the 17, have made this much contact with each other throughout the season. I don't think either of them have hit anybody else all season long to that extent.
They're kind of like the Force India teammates, just always hit each other and no one else.
Except these guys are good as opposed to Force India.
They're not terrible for the equipment they run in. You know, those Indian cars are always looking for technical support. So.
Oh my god.
Or Slurpees.
Wow.
Oh, we're cut off the street. We're cut.
Okay, Cameron Rich headed to pit lane.
Why?
Little early strategy here.
Oh, right. We have to make one more pit stop. Scared me for a second.
Matt's so concerned. Why?
Hey, maybe he's hoping to drag some people down with him.
He might. I mean, I don't know. He was kind of losing touch with him, so I don't know if they're really going to respond to that or not. We shall see, Trey. We shall see.
If you're the front two, you're definitely not going to follow that strategy yet.
No, because you're going to lose at least a lap, so... Of course, that still could put you up to 10.
Oh, Peter. He had a good run there, but you just have nowhere to go with it, like we've seen so many times this evening.
Keep it up, it's going to allow that 4 car to reel him in, too.
Gained about 2/10 that lap on the leaders.
Looks like Cameron actually lost 2 laps by that pit stop, so it does, you know, it's a pretty big gamble to take. Coming in that early. But he's right there on the verge of getting one of those back already, so...
Peter Short's gonna be side by side through 3 and 4 with the 5. Should be able to clear him. He does.
Yeah. And now Drew Eisenman on pit lane.
We're 50 to go.
Five's coming down pit
Sam
lane.
Close. Diving down pit lane.
Oh.
Oh, something
Now-
tells me the 33 might be coming.
I was gonna say, now that you're Peter and Luis and Corey up there, I think the bells are ringing.
Yep, Peter's
Yeah,
coming
30.
this time. Hot and heavy.
Good one there. He's a little bit quicker, I believe. So Samasso staying out. Corey Lindsay also.
Yeah, Peter definitely got it on pit road better than Sam did.
Let's see how the 33 service is here.
Lefts and rights.
I
Four
sure.
cars
hope not.
still staying out here.
He could try the long strategy. I don't really know if he can do it, but he might try it. He wants to win, and if he can stay out, it's 2 laps. There's no way they're going to gain that on him.
I don't think he can make it.
I don't think he'll make it.
Just giving up time now. See what the 5 runs this lap. Well, next lap. Peter actually had a pretty good entry and exit there. Comes out pretty far ahead of the 5 car. Should cycle back in just maybe 1 lap down. Yeah.
Brent Miller came down for service, and he's back off. He was on the lead lap before this round of pit stops. Sam close to get a lap back.
Yeah, not sure. I mean, we don't have the fuel information on the 4, but we're pretty confident they can't go that far. Not to mention he hasn't been saving any at all, so.
Well, we've seen Luis do this strategy before, and it kind of bit him in the butt. I'm thinking the longer he stays out, that bigger the bite might be.
The 90 Corey Lindsay playoff driver, you'd think he'd want to stay on pretty well the same strategy as the rest of the playoff guys would.
Especially tonight.
I mean, they might be hoping for another caution, but
Well, Chuck wants to know what lap they went back to green on, so maybe he's trying to formulate the fuel plans there.
Give her a little peep.
I believe it was 121.
yeah, I think you're right.
124.
So 121 American.
Wow.
That doesn't make sense because we're always less than you guys.
Yeah. Trump.
I'll give you that one. Chuck's saying would have pitted on 160. They're on 160 now. Let's see what Luis does here. He's gonna
Oh,
take
22 is around.
Oh.
Caution now.
Oh, we saw it. Oh, man.
Was that contact from the 18?
Okay. I don't think that one was intentional. It
It may not have been intentional, but it could have been avoided.
Yeah, there's much bigger things being relied on or being played for here, not some piss party. But anyway, the 4, 90, and 83 are big winners on that one because they're all a lap ahead of these guys. These other ones are trapped a lap down, so
Man,
that's
oh
what
man.
we wanted. I would.
If you're Corey
That's-
Lindsay, do you maybe have the best pit stop of your life here and maybe get aggressive and try and
Yeah.
win this race?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
There's some tragic.
Tragic, someone dying?
You know
Yeah.
they won't do that, producer. They don't have the balls.
I think it's time to start bringing some cars down pit lane and holding them because this is getting a little bit out of hand. Just a touch.
Especially now. What's that, 2 in a row for him?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we have playoff drivers up front trying to formulate things here, and he destroyed another one. So I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but
I'm not a doctor, but you have cancer. So.
there's some cream you can put on your butt for that one there.
Yes, but this does set up a interesting restart.
You know, it sets up good for Johnny Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Johnny Thomas.
Haven't
Yes,
talked
sir.
about
Where
him
did
all
he
night,
come from?
right?
That's a good play. That's good for him too. He's a playoff driver. This could be sealing him a ticket to the next round too. But that 4 car and that 90 is gonna be some hard to
No, we
Fight
still
against
got a good ways to go here, so
lap are we? Oh yeah, we still at 40. So better, a little bit less than 40.
yeah, we'll have less than 40 to go, so it's still a fair chunk of laps. at
That's
Dover.
enough for all hell to break loose. Again.
Now, did poor Kevin Finn
I think Kevin got
get the
screwed
wave
again.
around
Yeah.
again, or did he? Man, oh man.
Such a fantastic B race, which is usually the issue. To this.
He may have gotten the wave around this time. I didn't pay attention to who was actually lapped. He should have been the first car lap down. That cycle of pit stops kind of threw me for a little disarray.
This whole race has been a disarray.
That we should mark the 8 out and the 18 and put a. Oh wait, he was a 20 when he. Okay, we'll mark the whole 18 out and change it to a 20. It's
Well, you
driving like
know-
the 20 car.
Yeah.
You know, Cameron Rich and Peter Short got the wave around. I mean, Luis Salmaso, Corey Lindsey, Johnny Thomas, those guys are in the catbird seat.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I think we're going to see some pretty heinous racing going to be happening here now. It's going to be
I thought
close
Heinous
quarters.
was
And
in chat.
I hope Heinous Pilot's still here. Give us a
Oh,
shout
he's
out
still
there.
here.
Perfect.
Cameron wants to know how many times is he going to get trapped. Well, we can pretty much count on as many more times as 18 still out there. You're probably going to get trapped again. So
Hold on, get another one.
I think Cameron was sitting actually in a good spot before that happened because he
Yeah.
was still ahead of Peter Short, so he's going to cycle through to the lead once everyone pitted.
I'll get some flack on Twitter for everything, but I just gonna call it as I see it, I guess. Take some
Okay.
notes from Trey.
I can hand her the cyber bullies.
I can't, man.
You just got to mute him, bruh.
Put my mute words in. Jesus. Where's Bob? Where's Bob Parkers when you need him?
That rat, he's probably in some hole somewhere.
And we're not even at Martinsville yet.
Oh,
And
boy.
Tempers are boiling here, so Martinsville
I
should just be
know.
a delight.
The best
Yes,
news
well-
is you get a whole week to stew about it because you get an off week next week.
Hopefully that'll calm people down. The off week. That might have
That's
been the
how
best.
that happens.
We
Pace
have to
cars
implement it
down, we're back to green.
Luis is gone.
Johnny Thomas with a good start on the bottom. That outside line just can't quite get going. Corey Lindsey does finally grab the gear. Oh man,
Johnny
these guys
Thomas to go
stuck
up here and steal this
behind.
one.
Rusty Webb was a little roadblock there for Cameron, Peter, and Drew. Sam close to carving through Drew Eisman there.
So when you thought this race was already flipped turned upside down, I got flipped turned upside down 3 or 4 different times. So
Kevin Finn looking to make the move with Johnny Thomas. Can get her done there. Yep. Kevin hasn't been the quickest car all night, but he's been quicker than these guys in front of him for the most part, so he might take advantage of this situation as well. At least maybe get Corey. I don't know. Him and the 4 have kind of been tit for tat most of the night. So. Get some propositions made in the chat there. That's pretty entertaining. Like Sam Close getting around Cameron Rich. Yep, gonna get that position done. Move him up to P6.
Kyle Hanshaw is fantastic.
Even if Johnny Thomas falls back to seventh, that's still, I mean, that's probably the lower end of where he ran. It's still going to be a good run. I mean, I know he wants to kind of step in the top 5 if he can, but still seventh after meandering around the back half of the top 10 all day. It's still a pretty good run.
I think these guys in the top 4 got a chance to finish where they're at because these guys might pass them, but they took the waiver round, so they're on
A little older,
older tires. So Johnny plays his cards right. Don't fight him too much, but don't roll over. But he'll be all right.
33 is coming. Ooh, man, he stuck it in there and opened the door. Johnny Thomas thought he was going to do the old shut the door, and Peter kicked it open. I mean, it's getting towards the end of the race. You've been kind of taking advantage of all race with these cautions, and you felt like you kind of need to get up there and do something. I don't know. That might be a fan favorite to see that 4-car win. I don't know. He seems pretty popular. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. He's had some tough luck the past couple of races. It'd be nice to see him close the deal.
Plus, he's not a playoff driver, right? So that just throws it all out the window. Just Joe Nemechecking it. I can't think of another playoff driver who's a non-playoff driver who's won.
Keselowski, 2013 Charlotte.
Is that when he dumped half the field to win?
No, because he didn't get his ass beat that time.
Or is that when he broke the champagne bottle in pit lane and cut his hand wide open?
He might be the best face for the beer sponsor because please drink responsibly and just put his face there.
I mean, you can run the words down the side of his face, the big horse nose. Those Miller Oats he's been drinking.
And his pilot chat says go for it, so everyone freaks out at Dega. It's going to be a freak out if a playoff driver doesn't win here because it's going to be a literal wild card.
Side by side with Johnny Thomas and close. That was pretty close. I mean, yeah, you don't lock in a playoff driver tonight if you don't win as a playoff driver, but that also means there's still spots open, right? So nothing's mathematically locked out for you. It's still wide open. And they're all still running pretty close together, except for Race Clark, who's still not that far off. He's running 11th. Richard Hines is going to take your biggest hit tonight.
Yeah, but race is 7 laps down, so.
Oh yeah, I mean it's been a struggle, but it could have been much worse. He could have been back there with Richard or Levi.
Race can't go any lower than 11th. I can't see him going any higher than 11th either, but everybody else behind him's already succumbed to the 6:11 rule.
So now the question is, can Peter reel in any of these top 3?
I hope not. I'm tired of talking to him.
Oh, it was a wreck into the front stretch. Rusty Webb around. Not sure. There might have been some contact from the 14.
Oh, the 14 didn't realize how. Oh no.
Oh wow, yeah, he just misjudged
it. Yeah.
The 88 was down about 6 cylinders.
Well, boys,
definitely.
I can't handle this. The old ticker's gonna give up here in a second. This is too much excitement for me in one event.
Now the Ford is going, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, you have to come down.
Yeah, everyone's got to pit again.
Everyone,
so
yeah.
Now you get to drive about, 20 qualifying laps here?
Well,
not even
20. Probably about 17.
Boy, oh boy. Anybody take 2?
I was gonna say, I want to see a gamble here. Let's see what happens.
I don't think you
Too
can.
many laps, I think, yeah.
Out of control with 2. Do not speed and...
don't slide through your box.
Or speed on exit. That's been a crucial penalty today. I believe Eisenman's taking the wave around, so that'll put him back on the lead lap.
Yeah,
Maybe. Or is he just gonna, well, they can't pit the first time by anyway. So.
I'm gonna assume there's no reason to not take it here because if they do wreck in the
Oh,
top
I actually got the
8
look at
spots.
him. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's the first car one lap down.
He will have to start behind everybody, but. So who's gonna get the battle off pit lane here? Should go to the 4 car if he has a solid stop. Oh, 17.
17. Wow.
Wow.
Took 2. There's your gamble, Matt.
Oh, boy, I like it. Corey Lindsay, where did he come out? Second or third? He went third. We
4th.
Oh, fourth. That's right. I gotta.
Matt and his numbers.
Mine don't update as quick as your guys's.
Other in Canada, eh? Chuck said he didn't think they're done wrecking. Wow. I mean, Chuck, like 15 to go at Dover, playoff spot. Yeah, they're not going to wreck.
Leader on
Drew
2
Eisenman
tires.
does not take.
No, he did. He took the lucky.
Oh, he got the
dog.
talking
He has
duck.
to pit
Good
here.
God, I can't keep up. I quit.
All right, Marty Reed.
Where's Fredericks when you need him?
I mean, I have seen a B race here where the top 4 wrecked each other coming to the checkered flag. So
Finally, I was right. Corey Lindsay is third. At least I didn't screw one thing up.
that's an American 4th, though.
1 out of 50 ain't bad.
Brent Miller is going to take the wave around, though, so that's going to put him back on the lead lap. Still, I mean, top 10 run. That's pretty impressive. Kept his nose clean.
Yeah, Sam
Easier
Close.
said than done tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Sam Close is restarting in the 6th spot here. He's definitely going to be traveling up through the field. Same as Peter Short. Same as all these guys. These guys have been quick all night. And
The thing to watch out for is Cameron on these tires and see what he does on the restart. Make sure he doesn't spin them.
yeah, that's going to be the. Spinning the tires is the worst feeling you can ever have in the world. I can guarantee you that.
No, the worst feeling is when you know you spun them and then you didn't catch it and around you.
Yeah.
Especially when you like shift to 3rd gear and it kicks out and whee. Even with that wreck, I believe Rusty Webb still got a solid top 10 going here. As long as the car will stay together. Only 2 laps ahead of Race Clark at the current moment.
Still screaming, so sounds all right.
I think Race would love to see that position there. That'd be 1 more point.
He wants to get that stat, as it were.
I think we ran the gambit of plugs tonight. Anything else we need to plug?
No.
No.
Chuck said there is no tire spin. It's too cold. Well, damn it, Chuck. Won't you just ruin all of our dreams? God.
Try to do
Oh.
TNT drama here, Chuck. Good God!
On 4 tires, but what about on 2?
We're going to find out because we're back to green.
Yeah,
so much
for that. Nope.
No tire spin when you just take off in the middle of the corner.
Corey Lindsay's
Start
gonna
by
go
Corey
restart
Lindsay.
there. Oh, the 14's way out the pace and checks up the entire outside line there.
Ooh,
Oh, Corey
90
Lindsay's
struggling
Yikesies.
there. You're short and having to backpedal.
Kevin looks all right now. Maybe just missed that restart by a little bit. Corey Lindsay has his sights set on that 17, and we're inside 15 to go.
Better get it done quick because that 4 car's also got its sights set on him. He said, not today, fellas. Not today. Playoffs be damned.
Man. Corey Lindsay all over the back bumper of Cameron Richards going down into turn 1.
Oh, Cameron, don't come. Wow, how did that work?
Come on.
Oh,
Joy check.
contact! Hard contact with the 17, the 4 car.
The force and take it. The 33's
New
coming
leader.
to 90, blocks him.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Peter's gonna run underneath him though. Jeez.
Oh my God!
Man.
Corey drove that thing
He's
in
not
there.
done yet though. He's like, look, I already got one out of the way. I'll get another one.
The 17 and the 90 came together pretty hard and spectacularly there.
It's gonna cost 17 a lot of spots.
Totally no good problem.
But it was drama.
A lot of drama. Now let's see if that Ford can hold off that 33.
I believe he's got those elbows up now. What do you think?
Oh, they
And on the steering wheel
Around
too,
the
more
Oh,
than
hanging
lately.
out maybe.
around his ears.
5
Sam.
Sam close.
Yeah, don't count out that 5 car either.
And that will be the comeback of the year if he can win this one. He's been up and down all night long.
Now Peter might just be playing possum here a little bit, trying to manage the gap and then go into attack mode. But we're 10 to go now. I think it's time to get up there and start rattling some cages a little bit.
You save too much, you're going to be hassled from the 5.
Yeah.
Even if you don't save, I think that 5 is going to be coming either which way.
Put that, if you can put the 4 between you, maybe that'll give you a buffer.
Well, Cameron Mitch falling all the way back to the 8th position after that contact.
Plus, I'm sure those tires are not helping either.
Yeah.
Your shorts there. We got 8 to go.
It's going to get the run off of 2. Little
Oh,
defensive driving. He's going to try to go the long way.
Not gonna work. Maybe actually.
He's got the pinch on him if he can.
Oh, a little bit into the wall there. Luis.
Oh, there! Ooh, 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 ooh.
Oh, God,
Playing
that's
with the
close.
laws of Netco big time, but that 5 is on a rail right now, and he's coming past that 4.
It's going to cost him 2 spots there. That 4 played too nice.
Yeah, big. Yeah, that's a gentleman move there by the 4.
That could have played it a lot differently. I think Luis's mindset there was that playoff driver on race. I can't.
I think Luis wants to come back next week, too.
Yeah. Oh, the 5's into the wall.
Hard. I think that might end his chance to try to win this race.
Nails it back again on the outside, though.
Side by side coming across the stripe.
I might want to check that 5 after this race. That thing's still hooked up.
That's a Martin Truex Jr. illegal car right there.
That
I
might,
should
I don't know, that might knock some speed out of it because he couldn't quite clear him that time. Honestly, you might want to think about what you're doing because you got a 3rd place run going too.
Yeah.
Maximize points when some other guys have had some pretty rough days. Especially guys you consider to be contenders too.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
That Cameron Rich fella. He's actually under 5 from Brett Miller right now. I think I never say that one late in the race. 89's actually gunning for him here.
Oh,
the 4's around at the 5, hurting
Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Man, it's gonna be the end of the race, I believe.
Oh yeah, it's over.
I really hate that for Luis, man.
Ooh, that was not. That was, they would call a low percentage pass there. Definitely weren't in there enough to make that turn.
Oh. Corey Lindsay, good finish there, however. It's 3rd of that horror deal. Drew Eisenman as well. Very good finish for that 77.
Kevin Finn rebounds on the top 5.
Yeah, that's good. Johnny Thomas just outside. That's going to help him a lot too, because he was lower on the totem pole, just like Race Clark and Richard Hines are also low on the tide.
How many playoff is that? That's
going to be a good
1,
chunk.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 7 are all playoff drivers.
Yeah.
Well. Damn, you hate to see him in that way.
Yeah, especially this race. This was coming down to the wire for sure, but can't always keep her clean and green, I guess. And thank God we don't have green white checkers, because it turned out a lot worse than that.
Oh God, there would never be anyone finished than one iRacing. There's no way. Chad said it's getting a little more physical as the weeks go on. Yes, it is. It's starting to get a little personal.
Should be taken and not much more giving.
I mean, that's what the playoffs are about, right?
And 2 of the best places for that.
I don't think that's what it's about.
They want the drama. Well, that's going to hand the win to Peter Short here. He's going to move on to the next round. Going to be safe at Talladega and Martinsville. Maybe help a teammate out at Talladega now. And best of all, Trey, you get to talk to Peter again. So.
Yay!
And hey, you get to talk to Sam Close too, so you can ask him, what the heck were you thinking about? Maybe more in your words, not mine. And we get to talk to Corey Lindsay. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm looking forward to talking to Corey. Maybe instead of Sam, we talk to Drew Eisman.
Already bitter.
I mean, technically, he's third place finisher.
Technically, I guess. Somehow.
In my mind. Which is small.
Well, what do you say we make the hop and start working on these intro views? Yeah, that was a mighty big hop. Hurt my back on that one.
Mine's broken. Peter Short doing a hell of a job burning that sucker down, though. He blows his engine.
That was his last short track car. He's good.
I hope he has one for Martinsville.
Oh, we didn't need it now.
That's true.
Just needed one for Phoenix.
Well, we ready?
We ready?
Do it to it.
All right, I got him. League owner, driver, extraordinary beard. Talking about the number 90, Corey Lindsay. Solid top 10 start tonight. Excellent pit strategy. Kept you up front. Beneficiary of some late cautions in runs. Was able to bring it home third tonight, Corey. Outstanding race, man. Been a while since we talked to you, buddy. Tell us about your race, man.
Yeah, it's not that great of a beard, Trey.
No,
It
I've
was
seen the
eventful, that's for
pictures.
sure.
I've seen the pictures, man. It's pretty
Oh
awesome.
man, thank you. But no, it was eventful. I'm a little disappointed with third. I know it shouldn't be, but it is what it is. I'll take it. Heading into this, I really didn't have any expectations. I just wanted to finish, and we did barely with some help with Luis with some damage. Yeah, good job to Peter. It was a good race. It was funky how it all worked out. I don't know why those guys were pitting the way they were as early as they were, but I'll take it if that's what they want to do. I'll stay up there and stay out and get the positions.
Yeah, without a doubt, the strategy definitely played into how the pitting came about, and when the cautions kind of threw everything upside down fashion most of the race there. But still, a solid points night tonight, Corey. Does that maybe make you sleep a little bit better heading into Talladega and Martinsville, or you just kind of maybe are you formulating that plan to work with your teammates at Dega?
We'll see what happens. I like both those tracks. It's been a while since I've made it through a Martinsville race, so maybe that'll be my mulligan. We'll have to see. But I like Dega. I raced pretty well there this season, there and at Daytona, I guess. But we can avoid the big one. I think we stand a pretty good chance of making it through to the next round. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep digging.
Now, Corey, in this race, did you find that the tires were a huge factor? Did you find more it was, or did you find it was more just kind of routine Dover? It looked like people were starting to migrate a little bit higher than normal here at the start, about 10 laps, I guess, into the race.
I'm not the guy to ask for that one, but I could keep up with guys for about 5 or 7 laps or so, and then after that they just pull away, like Luis and I guess Drew and maybe even Paul there towards the early stages. For me, it was just arcing it, staying high in one, and then arcing it down and trying to get the best run you could off. It was on the chip quite a bit throughout the whole race. I thought maybe you would see the wear of the tires, cure that a little bit, but that didn't happen. Yeah, the tire wear, I think it was good. It was interesting to run a higher line than what typically I've ran here in the past. So iRacing is moving in the right direction.
All right, Corey. Well, outstanding run tonight, man. Just the chips fell in your favor tonight. Solid run, finishing top three. It was great talking to you again, Corey. It's been a while, man. But you know the deal, brother. Give us those shout outs, man.
Oh, let's get on the list here. I gotta think. Tom Pattis from Cold Hard Art. He's the man. Got a lot of cool stuff on coldhardart.com, so check that out. Anybody listening to this. We gotta thank Nathan Young and everybody for racing, and you guys as well for continuing to come up and talk over these really great races. Yeehaw.
All right, Corey. Well, we appreciate it, man. Looking forward to seeing you on the move at Talladega, man.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Martinsville too.
Yeah,
that's first.
Whatever. All right. I got him. He started on the pole. Some say he would finish second encumbered by dumping Luis there at the end. Sam, controversy at the end, man. You might as well get in front of the bus because it's going to run over your ass.
Well, hopefully it's quick and clean. Yeah, I held Luis up too high. I thought I had the bottom, and I was just trying to get that better entry, and didn't realize I was pinching him that high. I really didn't give him much room to enter the corner. So I thought I was in the right at first, and I go back and watch a replay, and it just wasn't. That was definitely my fault. So it happens. Just racing really hard, trying to get back up there. I mean, what a crazy race! Like, I think every caution was out to get me because every time there was a caution, it came at the worst time. But yeah, sorry to Luis for that. I did not do that intentionally.
No, you said it was a crazy race. We can go all the way back to when you got the speeding penalty. I believe under the first caution, that kind of set the tone for the night for you. You kind of had to battle back all night from that. Did you think it would take that long to kind of get yourself back up front in that position again?
I think I could have gotten up there quicker. Had like I said, I mean, just like every time I pit, a caution would come out. So that definitely hurts you. I'm not used to being on the pole, and I just gunned it to get out of the pits. I was okay going into the pits, but you're in that number one spot, and I'm, trying to beat the other guys out in first gear, and it just sped up too quick. So trying to dig myself out of a hole all night long was really tough. It was tough to pass. Really fun race. Took everything out of me, but yeah, just crazy situations there, and once again, apologize to Luis. I mean, it's not how I want to race or not how I want to get positions.
Now, Sam, I noticed you were running a little bit higher of a line throughout the corners there in both 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So, did you kind of work on that a little bit more and realize that you could gain some more time, or is that just kind of suited to your driving style?
I higher. I like to try to like come in a little bit higher and then late apex a little bit. I was trying to do that to save the right front tire, and then it just seemed to work for me. I got in the rhythm using that, and it seemed like I could run with those guys running that line, and that was the way I was able to save a little bit. But tough all around, especially that last run. I mean, you got, what was it, 18 laps to go or something like that, and you got to pretty much do a Q run every lap trying to get up there, and just really tough racing.
All right, Sam. Well, I tell you, man, I know I know deep down in his heart, Luis probably, he's a little rubbed wrong, but he's got to appreciate you coming in here and admitting your mistake. It's you guys are some of the cleanest and some of the biggest gentlemen here in three wide racing, man. So hey, chalk it up as racing and move on to next week. But before we let you go, man, Sam, give us those shout outs, brother.
3 wide racing, 3 OG, another round, Corey, Paul for doing the paint schemes, Old Hard Art, everybody in the league. Great time. So same deal. Congratulations to Peter on the win. He, I think he was pretty much the class of the field tonight, and he seemed to be able to save his tires better than anybody else too. So congratulations to him, and thanks for the broadcast.
I actually think he's wrong. I actually think he was class of the field, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I think when he
Yeah.
looks at it, he'll be like, "Damn it, I was class of the field."
the chips just didn't fall. Hey, but you know what? I'm impressed with Sam. He came in here and said he's sorry. So I'm sure that's going to go a long way repairing that bridge between him and Luis. But speaking of bridge, let's do this 20-minute interview with Peter Short. I got him. He started second, finished first, led. Basically stunk up the show. 96 of 200. Peter, you can't blame it on Drew's wheel tonight. Oh, no, wait, that was Paul Ross. Anyway, can't blame it on Southwest and their small bag of peanuts. Outstanding race tonight, Peter. Tell us about it, brother.
Guys, that by far is to me the best win I've had this season. I had to work for it. I felt like last night I gave away one by just the way the pit strategy caution flags came out. I felt like I had one that just got away from me. And I felt like that way tonight, to be honest with you. As soon as that caution flew with about 50 laps to go, I had just come down, taken 4 fresh tires, and I felt like I was in the catbird seat because I got on pit row. I nailed it. I nailed my pit entry. And then I saw the caution flag come out a few laps later, had to take the wave around, and saw my life flash before my eyes when Rusty Webb got turned off the front of Kevin. And, I thought it was a goner multiple times tonight, and got that late caution, and there was some bumping and banging in front of me. Got a little bit lucky and was able to squeak up into second behind Luis, and, he didn't get a great run off of... I think it was turn 2, maybe turn 4. I don't know, one of the two. And I went low and he went down to block, and I was like, okay, well, I'll try the high side, and was able to get it to stick up there. And I was fishtailing it out of the corner when I was able to get around him. So hopefully that made for some decent TV. There was some good racing tonight. And based on just a quick scan of the replay, there was some not so great racing tonight. So kind of a mixed bag for the league, but I hope it keeps it entertaining for those people watching on OCR. And all in all, man, wow. I'm kind of speechless after that one.
Speechless, eh? I don't know. So
Speechless.
it's pretty good for speechless. So with this win, Peter, you get to take the pressure off. The two biggest wild card races of the playoffs are up next with Martinsville and Talladega, and you don't have to worry about those. You're moving on to Texas and Phoenix. So does that maybe change your plans to help Race or Drew kind of lock themselves in maybe at Talladega? Can't really do a whole lot at Martinsville, but you guys maybe putting a plan together like we saw in real life, where a team effort at a plate track to try and be more strategic there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Our game plan was to work together at Talladega, and that's what we're gonna have to do next week. It's kind of crazy because I had circled Martinsville as my one race to go ahead and win in this round, and because I love Martinsville. Martinsville is one of my favorite tracks, and I feel like I had another one slip away from me in the B car there earlier this year. So to get a win at Dover before Talladega is pretty awesome. The weight is off my shoulders, and I can go there and not look for the win. As a team player, it's a team sport at this point in the season, so it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm probably gonna be the pusher at Talladega, but that's okay with me.
He answered everything I had again, so
Y'all need to come up with better questions.
I'm bad at
What?
questions. I need some feeders here.
All right, Peter. Well, hey, give those shout outs to the Canadian, man.
Yeah, Mr. Kingston, he's good.
God, he's more Canadian than you are, man.
Anyway, yeah, thanks to Drew for letting me race on his rig last night. It was nice to be able to race on someone else's rig, but it feels good to be home. Thanks to my wife, she's passed out on the couch sleeping while I'm racing. She slept the entire race. And thanks to you guys, OCR. Thanks to Corey for putting everything together, and we'll see you in the next round.
All right, Peter, man. We appreciate it, man. Looking forward to it. Congratulations tonight.
Thank you.
Hey, so did I tell you guys about my Halloween costume?
Oh boy.
Yeah, so me and the wife, we're gonna walk around the neighborhood wearing sombreros. I'm gonna be Jose. She's gonna be Hose B. I mean, if I can get the producer to come down, put him in a sombrero, we'll be One Direction.
Oh my
Okay.
God. What about?
Well, on that note, I'm sure the producer's running the results on the screen right now. You can see where your favorite driver finished tonight. It was a wild, eventful Dover, and this was supposed to be the least craziest of the three races this round, so we'll see what happens, not next week, because I believe next week is an off week, but in 2 weeks at Talladega. I mean, I'm already doing it. Martinsville. We'll see what happens at the paperclip, see who can advance there and not get turned by Paul Ross, hopefully.
Oh.
The next time you'll see us will be myself and Wendell James bringing you some action from upstate New York at Watkins Glen for Scars. We'll see the fun times of that. I know producer had fun last week, so we'll see what happens there this week. But unless there's anything else, boys, you can tell them what they can do.
See